Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. Thought I'd give you a bit of a garden tour. Let's call this April Showers at Rose Cottage. Look at these beautiful bluebells at the front of the cottage just as the daffodils leave us. They're replaced with these wonderful, now over the fence into the parterre. And how beautiful is this on this damp April morning, almost fluorescent. Ducks flying over, or are they geese? Probably geese, I think. On their way to the local canal anyway, back to the parterre. As I was saying, almost fluorescent, this beautiful lime green growth, quite wonderful. The agapanthus regaining some of their colour, a little bit of photosynthesis here in the daylight, and this white turns to green. And the yew spirals here, which I rescued only a month ago, already showing appreciation for being in their new home. Look at these little buds here coming through all over. The hydrangea Annabelle emerging like a phoenix from the ashes, pruned all the way down to the ground, lush and green. And the bird table here, a hive of activity at the moment, both birds and squirrels. Now let's turn around and have a look at the arid bed. Even on the dullest days, this is a garden full of interest with all these spikes. That's a curry plant, gives off a beautiful aroma of curry. Look at this olive, hard pruned back only a month ago, but look at the little leaves there, all sprouting, bursting back into life. These tulips by the back door have been in this pot for nearly 3 years, and they're still rewarding us. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely exquisite? Wonderful. And my little trough of alpines, all planted in these little terracotta pots, but you try and restrain them. Somewhere in the middle of there is one of those. Look, exploding across the gravel. Now there are 4 standard olive trees here, 2 doing rather well, certainly better than the other 2, and the only reason I can think of is they are much more exposed to the wind that comes through. But don't worry, these will come back to life. I'll do a video on it. I'll hard prune them. I'll put some well-rotted manure around the base, and these will be as good as new in no time. Now look at my little gunnera patch over here. All this growth has come in the last fortnight, and that will soon be up here, and I look forward to sharing images with you. A banned plant now, the gunnera. You can't plant it, you can't sell it, you can't divide it, you can't give it away. But if you've already got it, you can keep it. Let's have a look in the fernery next, which is over in that corner there, in the shade of the cottage. Now these tree ferns, our little collection, just waiting for their moment to arrive. And when it does arrive, this is what you get. Very soon, that will have a canopy which bridges from there to there to there, and you'll be able to step underneath it. Right, shuttlecock ferns coming up, wonderful. Planted 2, I now have 6. Be careful, it's an invasive plant and it will be a metre tall. Hostas, wow, these are giant hostas, Empress Wu and Jurassic Park down here, and they are slug and snail resistant. And down here, almost overwhelmed now, is an arum lily, but its beautiful white flower will venture up into a lovely white globe in this space around here, with a shuttlecock fern backdrop, my little circular patio, and there's Pan in the distance. Look at that. I love the way in this damp corner the moss is growing in these crevices. Wonderful. Now beyond the fernery, in a much lighter part of the garden, is my exotic tropical jungle garden. It's this border here, basically, and at the moment it really is still waking up, but when it does wake up, it becomes a mass of foliage that covers these walls. Let's have a look what we've got so far. Name that plant Tetrapanax. Those leaves will be 18 inches in span. That will fill this whole space. Look down here. Let me show you what's popping up. Colocasia pink china. There's about 7 here. Down there we have Canna musifolia, which will grow up here in this space. Musa basjou bananas. This one has died. There's no life in it. It must have rotted at the base, but look what's happened. Little pups coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another little community of Musa basjou. And the last thing we'll have a look at in this bit of the garden is this new plant, the voodoo lily. 1, 2, 3 off. Look at its bark. Isn't that amazing? I've never seen bark like that. Wow. Now this plant has a flower on it which smells of rotting flesh. Pleasant. Okay, I think we'll have a look at the wildlife pond. And my wildlife pond is now in its 3rd year. And last year we had frogs, toads and newts, and this year we have already got frogs, toads and newts. It's April. It's still early in the year, but already the newts are well into their breeding cycle. And I did do a video a few weeks ago where I put some footage of the newts. Wonderful. This is actually 6 meters across and 1 meter deep. And it's in this, which is the wildlife corner of my garden. So I have a mature hedge along the back. I have buddleia butterfly bushes here. I have a twig pile. I have a log pile. Underneath the log pile is a hibernaculum. And this area of the garden, which is in the far reaches of my garden away from the lane, is where I hope all the wildlife will congregate. And here, my latest wildlife project, which is going to be an underground hedgehog bunker. That's a hedgehog house in there, which I've made out of an old pallet, and there'll be a wooden tunnel going from one side to the other, and then that whole space, whole area, will be buried in a mound of earth, and it will have wildflowers sown on top. So the hedgehogs can go in there and either nest or hibernate. Now, do you see this big pile of scrub here? That's where I throw all my branches and things that get cut off in the garden. You can see there's the prunings from the olive trees. There's a blackbird nesting in the back of there. So this will not be disturbed now until September. And talking of birds nesting, there's a robin building a nest in here. We'll have a quick peep, but we will not disturb. Up there, look. The nest is being built, and we will now leave that nest alone. I'll have to come in and out to get my lawnmower. Right there. The new baby robins will be born. Now, as we leave that robin's nest behind us, look on the ground here. Not only do I have some beautiful self-seeded, naturalised little flowers. Look at the colours here. Blues and yellows and purples and whites, but you can also see windfall apples everywhere. That's a deliberate thing. And leave them on the ground, and all winter the birds come and eat them. Over there are the obelisks I've just made out of a pallet. My garage conversion, which is ongoing, which you will see on my YouTube channel. And over here to my left is my olive grove. Let's go and have a look at the olive trees. And you can see I've got 3, 1, 2, 3. And these 2 I've pruned, hopefully for fruit. This one over here I've pruned for growth. So I'll cut it right back and we'll see what happens. But I'm quite encouraged because all the way down these stalks we have new buds for new life. Okay, don't forget, eventually there's going to be a rill down the centre of here and a path leading from the kitchen all the way through this garden to the parking area at the bottom. I want to show you my asparagus bed next. Now this is one of my favourite things at this time of year, asparagus. I put some asparagus crowns in 3 years ago, and every day now I wake to this. 1, 2, 3. More coming up here, and here, and here, and down at the bottom. Free asparagus for the rest of my life. And this is my chard bed, so I'll be getting plenty of chard this year, and kale, and parsley, and interspersed pansies. So soon this will be full of colour. Just bought these lupins, always looking out for a bargain. Waitrose, £1.25, should have been £5 each. Bought them all, and there's nothing wrong with them. Here, my fritillaries, which have grown from seed. I intend planting those into my lawn so that we have naturalised fritillaries. Look at this. This is kale, a perennial crop. Cut it off, it grows back, and soon lots of green veg for dinner. So there we go, an April garden tour, and we'll finish with a look at my new drains. This is going to be a conversion. It's going to be luxury accommodation, bifold doors, clad in timber, but I've got to put a new bathroom in at the back because there's no toilet in there at the moment at all. So the drains will come down here and enter into the existing septic tank. Hope you've enjoyed that little garden tour of my garden, which currently is a little bit untidy, I have to confess. See you soon for some more house and garden adventures.